White shirts on the pitch, running fast through the night. Every heart beating loud under floodlit sky bright. So to London stand strong, in the stands they belong. Voices echo like thunder, to the club they sing along. Up in Spurs we arise, eyes on the prize. Victory in sight with all our might. King's fire in his eyes, glory's what he seeks. With every goal he flies, rising to new peaks. From the lake to far and wide, with the pride of the fight. On this journey we'll ride, with our passion burning bright. Up in Spurs we arise, eyes on the prize. Victory in sight with all our might. The pride of the fight. On this journey we'll ride, with our passion burning bright. Up in Spurs we arise, eyes on the prize. Victory in sight with all our might. With all our might. With all our might.
Hello, I'm back. Hi guys and welcome to HFC to my diary home, Tottenham, past, present and exciting future. On to somebody, maybe the kids, maybe a new manager, maybe something, maybe we may win tomorrow, 4-0, who knows? But welcome anyway to this pre-match thoughts. And my thoughts are, pardon me, on the game that we've got coming up on tomorrow.
I don't know what's happening there. Let us know if my mic is working all right, guys. If you can just put in the comments if it is. I've been having a few issues with it this evening, so I don't know if it's working, but let me know. If it is, how are we all doing? Are we looking forward to the game tomorrow? If you can, like and subscribe. If you can, guys, it would be great. Hit that notification bell for all your match day stuff that is coming up tomorrow. Also, tonight at 10 o'clock, I will be dropping video of my predicted lineup, so that will be coming out tomorrow. But let me know what you guys think of tomorrow. What do you want Ange to do? What do you want Ange to change? Who do you want to start? Who don't you want to start? And how important is tomorrow's game? Is tomorrow's game vital for Thursday? Is tomorrow's game vital for our Premier League? To get up that league? And if we do lose tomorrow, we will be down in 15th place. It's remarkable how bad of a season we're having, but look, tomorrow is vital. Also, guys, if you can, also hit that QR code above me if you can to go over and follow on our Big Up channel. We'll be doing stuff on there next week over on Matchday Magic. If you can, me and Colin would be absolutely would appreciate that. And very quickly, do give our channel sponsor a bit of a hit as well. So during the stream, I will bring up and explain everything about channel sponsor, about private internet access. It would be great. Let's see who's in the chat tonight, and let's get on with the show. Big up to Chitty Music. He says, sounds good, Dermo. Good. That's good to hear. He says, Ange needs to win tomorrow or he's gone for me. Well, to be fair, you've been most consistent about him going. And look, I did a show earlier about 5-ish why I am now done with Ange, and I'm sticking by that. Win, lose or draw, I think for the rest of the season, a change has to be made. When does that change have to happen? Well, it will depend. If we lose tomorrow, then does change have to be done before Thursday, or because we're still in the Europa League, does it need to be done then? But look, it's not about this. This is about the pre-match. This is about getting excited about the game tomorrow. This is about getting pumped up and about all the stats and the injuries and who do you think we might play? Let me know also, what did you think of Ange's press conference? That came out yesterday as well. That dropped last night at 8 o'clock. Let me know what you think of it. If there's any changes you want for that, let me know. But look, I think tomorrow is a good chance to get Thursday out of our system and put a team to the sword and build up and get a good momentum and good confidence in for Thursday. Big up to Destiny 5. Big up Destiny 5. Haven't seen you for a while. Pumped up. He says, good. So am I. He says, come on, you Spurs. Always before game day. I'm always pumped up before game days. It's just something about game day. It really gets me going. Chili Music says Levy wants Champions League money, so he needs to be sacked for us to win the Europa League. Look, I get it. I get it. You're not. I get it. You're not Ange's biggest fan. I don't think nobody is after Thursday. But really, what would sacking him achieve if we don't get the result tomorrow? All that sort of achieves is disharmony. It achieves nothing. If he's going to go, then let him go at the end of the season. I think we should be all resigned to that. But Thursday is now a massive, massive game. Thursday's turned into the game of our season. And tomorrow is so vital. We get a win and get up that Premier League table. We can't. We have to treat every game like it's a cup final now. We've got 11 games left in the league. We could have 6 games left in the Europa League. We got to treat everyone as a cup final, and it starts tomorrow. And Bournemouth are having a good season. Let's not beat behind the bush here. Bournemouth are having a good season. They will be difficult to play against, but our record against them in the league is good, home and away. So we've got that to come. But look, I think tomorrow is vital for confidence, A. B, for getting players that haven't played, get them going. Start Romero tomorrow. Start Van der Ven tomorrow. Get them ready. Get some minutes into their legs. I don't agree with Romero, and I really am. I'm sticking to my guns on this. I don't agree with Romero going to Argentina either. I think that's a slap in the face to us. I think it's a slap in the face how he thinks of us. Yeah, okay, could get game time. Great. But I think he needs to put Tottenham first. Just go back to comments. Big up Destiny. He says exactly. I must have said something he agreed with. Big up Destiny 5. Big up Chili Mute says we need to change the system if players aren't interested in his way of playing. Look, you cannot change. It's like, look, we're all frustrated of what season we've had. We're all frustrated with the Premier League season we had. And it's no point changing the system now because he did that against Everton. And whether that led to a defeat against Everton, you play 3 at the back. It didn't work. Everyone's been screaming to play 3 at the back. It didn't work. We lost. I just think we've made these excuses about injuries that, when we get our players back, we should be cooking. When we get players back. Well, we haven't got the players back. They're still not back. We may find tomorrow. If a Romero or even Van der Ven starts. I'm still worried about Van der Ven, if I'm being bluntly honest. I think he could be gone for the season because they're worried that he might aggravate his injury again. Romero, I think he's fine. Solanke, I've placed them on the bench in my predicted lineup only because of what happened on Thursday. But yeah, Solanke will be itching to start. And we have missed Solanke up front. We really have missed him. But what's the point of changing the system? What's the point? There's no point. We've tried that and it didn't work. We lost. We just want players that want to give 110% while they're there. Let's make the end of the season the best we can. And that's all we can do. We do have a good record, to be honest. Yeah, and Solanke must be itching to start. I say Solanke is itching to start, but I think he might be on the bench. I do tomorrow. If he starts, I'd be very surprised. I've not got him in my predicted lineup. I've got him on the bench, to be fair. So let's see where that goes. Correct, Romero needs to be. So I think Romero's head's been turned since the start of the season once he heard Real Madrid were looking around at him. And to be fair, any player that does have Real Madrid looking at him will have their head turned. But I do feel, and this is me being truthful, and this is me being this is me being honest. I think for one international break, I think he should put Spurs first. We're the one that's helped him through his injury crisis. It's okay. We're getting it fit. What, for Argentina? No, we're getting it fit to play for us. And I think he should have played on Thursday. I do. I don't agree with this narrative. Oh, the pitch was no good, or it was sore on the foot. I went over that in my earlier stream. I think it's a lot of BS, to be fair. I think you should be able to play in all services. Now, I can understand Romero or Van der Ven. I get that. You want to be careful because if he's hamstring and if he's not 100%, then treat little kid gloves sort of thing. But Romero, start him. Could have started him the other night. Could have given Archie Gray, put him in the midfield, him and Danso together. I do, and I think he's more concerned about Argentina. Or if you're that concerned about Argentina, well, go and play in Argentina then. You want to be, we pay your wages. Argentina don't pay your wages. You need to be fit for us, not fit for Argentina. Just because you won the World Cup with them and you haven't been there for us this season. Either you've played badly or you've been injured. Well, give us a little bit of your time. And I personally, I don't agree with it. I know we can't stand in his way. I know we can't stop him going as a for an international side, but I think that's wrong. I do think it's wrong because I think Romero has to show us some loyalty here, show us some, get back to some work. We've looked after him. We've got him fit. We've got him back. We've helped him through his injury. Then as soon as Argentina starts calling, international starts coming back, lo and behold, Romero's fit. Oh, I'm off to Argentina. See you, lads. No, you ain't going. You're staying here with us. We've got Ange needs to start Romero and Van der Ven to start, or I will be annoyed and confused. Well, as I said, with Van der Ven, you're going to have to be careful with him. Romero, 100% start him. Van der Ven, I'll start on the bench and sort of reintroduce him slowly, I think. Be a bit more kinder to him. I'd like to see Scarlett start. Do you know what, Destiny 5? So will I, actually. I think if Solanke's on the bench tomorrow, which I think he will be, I would start Scarlett up front. What you got to lose? What you got to lose? He's better than Tell. And look, I'm not bitching about a young player. I think he's more of a winger than he is a striker, to be fair. And I think you get more out of him on the wing. I think he's more dangerous on the wing. I think he could be on there instead of Brennan Johnson. Can you imagine Tell one side, Odegaard the next, and a Solanke in the middle? I mean, all Solanke needs is good ammunition to be given to him, and he will put them away. But we don't have good wingers to put them balls in the dangerous places for him to thrive on. And Johnson, yes, he does well with tap-ins and he does well being that fox in the box, which in itself is a talent within itself. But he needs to learn more how to take on his man and cross the ball. Solanke is our main striker. We need to give him enough ammunition to score the goals. And I think, why not? If he's not 100% fit, I don't put Tell on the wing and put Scarlett up front. I got no problem with that. And I think that's a pretty good idea. We need more flexibility in the system, and Ange needs to adapt. But well, look, if Ange ain't going to adapt now, if he's not going to do it by now, then it's never going to happen. So we just have to go with it until the end of the season and see where we go from there. I agree. Destiny 5 says agree, but Romero walk for Argentina, but down in the puddle for Spurs. Look, I have to agree with you on that. Don't like not agreeing with you on that, but you do have to agree on that. It's sad, but all South American players are like that, I think. All Argentinian South American. I think Brazilians are a bit more. Well, I don't know. All South American players like that probably are in a way. I think they are in a way, and I think to play for your country is a proud moment anyway. If you get picked to play for your country, I think you would walk across any water to play for your national team. If I got picked to play for the Republic of Ireland, I would walk over the Irish Sea myself. But you also got to realise you've got to give 110% for the club to pay your wages. Argentina don't pay his wages. Tottenham Hotspur do. So he's only coming back from injury. He could go away and play a couple of game time. Brilliant. Fantastic. Be up to pace by the time he gets back. But there is a chance he could go away and get injured. And that's him gone for the season. So you've rarely got. I think it's not down to the club. The club can't stop him going. But if I was the player, I think, hang on a minute. Do I go to Argentina, get game time? Great, but I could get injured. Or do I stay at hospital away, get a couple of more weeks training in, and give my time to Spurs? I would do the latter. I'll give my time to Spurs. But look, I'm not Romero, so it's up to him. Big up to music. It's a Gray needs to be stopped playing centre back I don't think he is struggling. I don't think he is struggling. I think he's won Young Player of the Year for a reason, because he's had a damn good season. I think he's gone above and beyond for what he's done for us. I really has, and I think I'm not going to hate on Bergville and Archie Gray, because I think they've done brilliant for us this season. I think two 19-year-olds, that 18 and 19-year-old, have done absolutely excellent for us. And fair play to them. Absolutely fair play to them. South Americans don't care about club football. No, they don't. And look, it's the way, it's how they are, isn't it? It's different over there. It is how they are. So not a lot we can do. Big up Mr. David Clark. He says Fit Van de Ven is more likely to re-injure his hamstring on a perfect surface. He ever will on less than the ideal grass. That's true. That's so true. He says, this is exactly what I have lose starting Scarlett. Yeah, why not? I didn't start Scarlett, by the way. I did start Son up front of my predict line. Just give you a bit of a little bit of a spoiler alert, but I did start, but he is on my bench. Ange doesn't play our youth instead of signing players like more others, which will make it. Look, I think he's going to lose his job anyway. I didn't really want to talk more about Ange, but I covered it, I think, mostly in the show earlier. But I think with new owners coming in, I think he will lose his job anyway. I don't think new owners will want Ange around. But what do we know? We're just football fans. Who knows? Ange could be here next season for all we know. We don't know that. Maybe new owners come in and think, do you know what? We'll give him the players he wants. Let's see what he can do. We all think there will be a change. We all think there will be a new manager. We all think he may lose his job if we go out of Europe on Thursday. But as long as we're still in Europe, I think he's safe as houses. It doesn't matter what we do in the league. It's Europe. That's the main route to Champions League football. It's winning the Europa League. And as long as we're still in that, I think he'll still have a job. Personally, if Ange really thinks that Taylor's a player who will give Spurs a better chance to win than playing Scarlett, I'll question. Yeah, look, I'm not gonna hate on a 19-year-old. I think Taylor is a young lad. He's getting used to a new league. He's getting used to a new system. He's getting used to a new club. So it's going to take time for him to adjust. I don't think we should hit them so quickly, but I also don't think Dane Scarlett's also up to the job either. As much as we all want him to be. As much as we all want him to be, I don't think he's the answer either. I think personally, I think Solanke is going to be. I think we need a striker in the summer. I think we do. I think we need to sell Richie. And I think we need to buy a striker. We should have bought a proper one last summer. I'm not really dissing Solanke. I think Solanke's a great player. He does an awful lot for us off the ball, and he comes deep, and he does a lot what Harry Kane used to do for us. And I think if you give him the right ammunition, he will score goals for you. He will do it. It's about giving them the right ammunition. It's about our creative players creating for him and creating chances for him, and he will put them away. But if you've got players like Maddison, Sonny not being at his best, Brennan Johnson, as good as he is, as I said before, as being a tapping sort of fox in the box, being there to tap in at the far post, but he doesn't take on his man and get the crosses in, then how do you expect a striker to score? We're already down how many goals we scored in the Premier League this season compared to last season. And we never really replaced Harry Kane. I think that's the problem. Once Harry left, we didn't really do anything. We thought Sonny would be the answer, and I thought Sonny could do a job up there, because I thought maybe with his age, a change of position. You look at Ronaldo, he went from the wing to playing the striker, but Sonny isn't the man. And we spent a lot of money on Solanke, who isn't really your 20-25 a season goal striker. So I think we've got to relook at that in the summer. I think we've got to look at the cam roll as well in the summer. And I think we've got to look at a centre-back in the summer. We know we've got that young lad coming in, Vlahovic, who's having an absolute stormer of a season, which is great for us. But we do have a couple of areas we need to look at, and we will go into that when the season ends to know where we need to look at. But the club, the recruitment office need to have their ducks in order and have their transfer window ready to go. So when the window opens on the 12th of June, we can go bang, 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 get them all in before pre-season. And if it's Andrew ever in charge with them, get them firing on all cylinders. We just got, this season has been so disappointing. It's just been so disappointing. It really has been one of these seasons that you just want to end. I want Tottenham to ban injured players. Well, that's never going to happen, Tune Music. That can't happen. That can never happen. Big up the Big Bad Rom. Big up Big Bad Rom. This is live now. Cool. It is live. Haven't seen you for a while. He said, I expect that on Thursday. You sign many average players and expect average results. Mate, do you know, I can't disagree with that. I can't disagree with that. Can't disagree with that whatsoever. He also goes on, this is the worst forward line I've seen in my life. Tell Alberts, Odebert, Solanke, Richarlison, Johnson, Kulu, all very low IQ players for me. They aren't good enough for this club. Look, I would take probably Kulu out of that. I think Kulu has played well. He's had a good season for us. I think Solanke as well. I would take probably Solanke, 3 out of that, Kulu, Johnson, and Solanke out. Richarlison, I agree with you. I think he doesn't bring you anything. He needs to go. He's too injury prone anyway. Tell, he's only 19. And we're expecting a young 19-year-old to be the next Harry Kane. That ain't going to happen. He's more of a winger than he is a striker. Odegaard, again, only a young lad. And I think he's just coming back of an injury as well. Solanke, look, me and Tequila were very underwhelmed when we bought him and when we did the show. And I think he sort of won over us a little bit, I think, with his work rate. And he does work hard. Solanke does work very hard for the team. But Richardson, yeah, I agree, needs to go. Johnson, look, Brennan Johnson for me is he's got a talent of being there in the right place at the right time to put the ball in the back of the net. It's very much like a Gary Lineker, Jimmy Greaves. I mean, Philip always tells me, Jimmy Greaves, do we do nothing for 85 minutes and pop up and score a hat trick? And you're wondering what's he done for the last 85 minutes? But it's all about goals at the end of the day, isn't it? How many times has Johnson popped up and got winners for us? He's got 14 goals this season. So do you start putting Johnson sort of up front and put Tell and Odegaard on the wings? That could be a way forward. But Kulu, I think Kulu's had a very good season. I don't think Kulu deserves to be on that list, to be fair. I think Kulu's worked very hard on the wing. You look at the game Man City where he supplied that cross, beautiful. I think it was Porro, but Kulu started it off as well. I think Kulu plays well as a number 10, and I think Kulu's will become a great player for us. But definitely Richarlison. Out of that lot, I think Richarlison for me will have to go. Johnson went high yesterday. Nothing is said. That is not. Look, Brendan Johnson for me. Look, I'm his biggest fan, but I do get annoyed with him when he goes missing in games. There's no question he does go missing in games. You can't defend the indefensible. You cannot defend it. For a player that he's got a talent of being there in the right place at the right time, you can't question that. But for him, as a player, as a winger, going around the player or putting a cross in and taking his man, no, he's brutal, and he does hide too many times. So you put him up, you play him as a striker. I think he is going to end up being a striker at the end of the day. Big up David Clark. It says, I'm talking about when Solanke is injured. Scarlett is a young player who's a proper number 9. He is. I do agree with you on that, David. If he's not good enough, then why has he been at the club so long? It doesn't make any sense to anybody. I don't think nobody's taking a chance on him, if I'm being fair. I think somebody needs to take a chance on him. I think they will. And I think, look, he scored a good goal. He will get there. But I think someone needs to take a little bit of punt on Scarlett. Say, right, okay, if Solanke's not playing, you're my backup. This is where we're going. Look, we'll have to see if he sinks or swims. That's all you can do. Big up to Tequila 316. Big up my man Tequila. Says, big up to you, Dermo, and everyone in the chat. Is this clan still in charge? Yeah, sadly. I just wish he'd go now to kill it, to be fair. I want him to go now. I don't want him anywhere near my football club now anymore. I think after Thursday, I've had enough. I've said it earlier, like the earlier stream I did earlier. I've had enough. I've had enough. I just had enough of him and of his in-game tactics, of his teams he picks. Look, I'm just fed up with it. Fed up to the back teeth. Young lads are okay for 10 and 15 million, but not 30 to 50 million for players who often. The problem is, and we've been talking about this a while, we don't have any influence on the transfer market. We do know players are being played are being overpriced. We know that. We know the transfer market's gone crazy. And we know players are playing are well overpriced. There's nothing we can do about it. If a selling club is selling a player for a certain amount of money and we want that player, we've got to pay for it. But I don't think Brendan Johnson's worth 50 million. I think he's worth 15, 20, 25 million in anyone's money. He's not worth 50 million. Solanke's not even worth 60 million. Solanke's probably a 25, 30 million, 35 million pound striker. You pay 60 million or up anyone above that, you want a striker that's going to score you 20 goals a season. And look, it's not the players' fault either. It's not the players' fault that the clubs now are asking for big money for these players. It's not their fault. And it needs something to happen. And transfer market's gone out of control. There's players going now they're not even worth 100 million. And it's very hard because clubs will ask for top money and clubs will pay for it. As long as clubs will pay that top money, then their prices will just go higher and higher and higher. The Saudi Pro League hasn't helped because they've just put more money into the pot. And as I said, like any economy, the balloon's getting bigger to the day the balloon goes bust. But there's so much money washing around in the game at the moment that these wages and these transfers will go up and up and up. And it's ridiculous. I do agree with you. I agree with you. Brendan Johnson's not worth 50 million and Dom Solanke's not worth 60 million. I get that. But it's a transfer market and there's nothing we can do about it. It really isn't. Sorry, but having a youth system that brings young players straight into the first team is a recipe for failure. Trust me, this will continue next season when our opponents are buying. Yeah, probably right, David. Johnson doesn't nothing for the team. Then pop up against crap teams, score tap-ins. Well, he has scored against Brighton and he has scored against a few of them. So I wouldn't slag him off completely. Kulu is rubbish. Well, this I don't agree with. He slows our attacks down. He always makes the wrong decision. His hard work. His hard work. All we're looking for. Look, Kulu for me has had a great season, and I'll with all respect, I disagree with that because I think Kulu brings more to the team than he does. I think you've got to find the right position for Kulu, and I think that's the number 10 role. So you're telling me, James? Do you think James Madison's a better player than Kulu? No, Kulu's better than Madison. He gets his head down. He gets on with it. He gets on with the job in hand. When he gets substitute, he doesn't bitch and moan on the touchline like James Madison was doing on Thursday, like a little baby. And I'm sorry, if I had to pick at the two out of Kulu or James Madison, I'd pick Kulu all day long. I think James Madison's just a fucking moaning git who just sits on the touchline bitching about the manager, bitching I was substituting, bitching this and bitching that. Well, if that moaning James Madison, when you're on the pitch, do something. Play that you don't need to be taken off instead of getting off and then bitching. It's ridiculous. It really is. Brendan Johnson's one of the worst footballers I've ever seen. These players are rubbish. I don't think all the players are rubbish. I think we're having a bad season when we're winning games. Did you think they're rubbish when we beat Man City 4-0 away? They're not rubbish. They're just players. They're human beings that are low on confidence. They're players that are low on confidence. They're low on energy. I think we've had to play with the same amount of teams for over 2 months with players out injured. That's down to the manager's training. That's down to whatever reason they're out injured. They're out injured. and Kulu has stepped up, and a few other players have stepped up and stood tall for us. And I agree, Brendan Johnson needs to improve. I agree, Brendan Johnson needs to do more. I agree, Brendan Johnson needs to work in his game. But if you have a player that's up there to pop in and be there in the box, 6-yard box, and put them chances away where you expect your striker to be, then I don't think Brendan Johnson's all that bad. Do you know, it's right to criticise him when he plays bad, but I think you also got to look at the way he has scored last-minute winners for us. He has popped up and scored goals for us. So we've got to also praise when he does well. I think criticizing him just for criticizing sake is, I think, not fair on him. I do agree he needs to improve. I do agree he needs to work on his game more. I do agree he needs to beat his player and put crosses in. But also, when we've needed a player in the box and to put a ball in the back of the net, he's been there and done that. And that's a skill in itself. That's a talent in itself. So I think you've got to, I think you're right to criticize when he does bad, but I think you've got to praise what good he does. So look, we're not all going to agree on Brendan Johnson. That I like Brendan Johnson. You don't. I respect your opinion on that, and I respect how you are on Brendan Johnson. But I just see he does bring a bit more than and like Kulu as well. I think Kulu's been brilliant for us this season. It's been his best season. And for you to say Kulu is a rubbish player, I don't agree with whatsoever, because I think Kulu is tired. I think he's low energy because he's had to play so much football when we've had players out injured, and he's had to play two or three games a week, 2 games a week constantly. So, you know, it's very hard for a player to play at that high level where you're constantly playing week in, week out, you're going to drain. Your energy's going to drain. And I think Kulu, for me, I think he's done well. I think he really is. I think he's been one of our best players this year, along with Jed Spence as well. I think 4 players for me have been really good this year. Kulu, Jed Spence, Archie Gray, and Bergville. I think 4 of them have been outstanding for us. And I think they really have stood up where a lot of the other players have let us down badly. We're not winning anything with these players in the forward line. Look, I agree the forward line needs to be looked at. I agree that, and I think somewhere we should look at that in the summer. Tomorrow's going to be a very difficult game against a very informed Bournemouth side, and we know how well Bournemouth can play. And if we're not at our best, Bournemouth will punish us. But we do know he should have looked at it last summer. We didn't. We didn't look at it in January. We didn't, and it's come back to bite us on the ass. So I will agree 100% of that. Our forward line does need looking at. If Levy pays more than 50 million for tell I'm done with the club until Levy says, well, Levy will be out by the summer. Will Enoch will be out anyway. Levy could be out as chairman, more of his advisory role from what I'm hearing. I don't think Tell's worth 50 million. This is the problem. This is the transfer market. This is the transfer market we are now. There's players out there that are not worth the money that the clubs are paying on them. I'm sure Colin would tell you a load of Man United players are not worth what Man United pay for them. And as again, it's ridiculous that we're slagging off players where partly it's not their fault. Partly it's the market. It's the market that clubs are selling. Clubs can price what they want, and if they want that player, they will pay the money. Transfer market, I think the transfer market in itself and what players are worth it's gone through the roof. It's gone crazy. Half these players are not worth the money that clubs are paying for them. You can't tell me that Brendan Johnson, I know I like him, or even the Solanke is worth 15, 16 million pounds respectively. No. Brendan Johnson, 20, 25 million. Solanke probably 30, 35, 40 million at the most. So it's a transfer market that's gone crazy. If Spurs fans truly want the challenge for then Porro, Udogie, Basuma. I agree with Basuma, by the way, David. Bentancur, Johnson, Richarlison, Taylor, Werner, Scarlett, Reggie are not good enough. So again, it's another rebuild. I would disagree with Porro. I don't think Porro's been that bad, nor Udogie, actually, to be fair. Basuma, definitely agree with you. He needs to go. He's been woeful. Bentancur, I disagree because I thought Man City, he was the only one that actually stood up in that first half for Man City. He was the only one that put a foot in, that was leading by example. Brennan Johnson, look, I get it. He's not everyone's cup of tea. I get it. He's not going to set the world alight. He does need to work in his game. I do get that too, but I think he does bring something to the team. With Charleston, totally agree, needs to be sold. Totally. Look, he's a 19-year-old. He's more of a winger than a striker, so play him in his proper position. Werner, totally agree. Scarlett, stick him in, sink or swim. Let's see what happens. Reglon, he's going. His contract's ending he's out of contract in the summer anyway, so he'd be gone anyway. Yeah, it is another rebuild, but somebody was saying the other day in Sky Sports or Talk Sport that Tottenham are only 3 or 4 players away from a winning title team. I'd like to know where. I've seen Tequila. Big up Tequila. I've missed it. We did say 1 out of 10 the other night, by the way, in your honor. Mikey Moore. There's another player. Why is he not picking Mikey Moore? He's been outstanding for us. Mikey Moore, 4 games, 3 assists, 1 goal. Oda Bartel offers. No, I agree with you. 100%. I agree with you on that. Big Ron says Kulu is a dreadful player going forward. He's way too slow in his brain to be number 10. He is shit on the wing. Would you play him as a number 8 then? Kulu then. Big bad Ron. Would you play him as number 8? Maybe that's his position. This is Tottenham, 550 revenue. Kulu's not good enough for the club. I get it. You're not Kulu's bigger fan. James Madison has been woeful. Do not start me in saying James Madison's working with trash players. Yeah, he may have 17 goal contributions this season, his best ever. But please don't tell me when he plays shit against AZ Outmore, when he was nowhere when he was captain against Man City. Don't come out with this James Madison working with trash. James Madison has been part of the reason why we haven't been playing well either. I mean, he couldn't inspire a bunch of fucking monkeys, a bunch of kids going into a 5-year-old's party. And then he gets substituted and he's bitching and moaning on the subs bench. Well, instead of bitching and moaning, put your ass into gear. You want to get back into the England squad, then do what you're paid to do, which is to create goal chances for us. Not bitching and moaning. I am fed up with James Madison's attitude. He needs to, for me, he needs to wake up and smell the coffee. He's not been picked for his national side. Why? Because he's not good enough. Do you know, he's got the talent. He has the talent. He has the ability. Then do it consistently, game in, game out. We paid big money for you to do a job, James Madison. Then do it. If you don't do it, you're not going to get picked, and you're going to be substituted, and you're going to bitch and moan like a little baby. Well, tough shit. When we needed you Thursday, where were you? Hiding like the rest of the players on Thursday. 1 out of 10, Dermo. Big up Tequila. They're all low in talent. That's 100%. Yeah. Yeah. Big up Tequila. Thoughts on Seren Hill? Okay, you're talking about WWE. Brennan, not that bad. He's used his demo as a whole. Not good. Look, I agree. I'm not going to win this argument, am I? I just think look, we'll see what happens. Send Johnson back to Forest. I paid for his taxi. Werner back to Germany. I paid to smuggle him back in. Kulu back to Parma. I'll make a trade exchange for a packet of Parma. I get it. You're not happy. Big up. Madison is far better than Kulu. Kulu has had 800 minutes more on the pitch than Madison, yet Madison has scored more goals than Kulu has a large period. Yeah, but David then asked me, why did he not turn up against Man City? Where was he against Man City? He hid. Where is he when we needed him? He's hid. But, do you know, he turns up for the big games. Well, Thursday was a big game, and where was he? He was nowhere. You can say that with the rest of the team as well, by the way. He's not the only one. But what he's good at is bitching and moaning because I've got substituted. Well, if he wants to get back in the England squad, then he needs to consistently show how good he is. Not pick the games where he's good at is. Consistently show it. Week in, week out. 2 games a week. Well, look, Shamu, if you're playing 2 games a week, do you know, you say poor play. Oh, fair enough. As for Kulu being tired, it has nothing to do with technical ability. Kulu is a box standard player, but hard work. Yeah, he works hard. I think he has got a talent. I do. I think Kulu's a very talented player. But I see the game probably slightly different to you. I see plays differently to you, which is great, which is what you want. If we all agreed, it'd be so boring. But because we have different opinions on different players, that's what I love about this game. That's what I love about this channel, because everyone coming here with different opinions, and you're going to be respected for it. And I get you're not Kulu's biggest fan. I get some of the other players like Werner, and I gladly send back to Germany. Thank God he's been sent back when his loan ends. But I think Kulu's a lot better than a lot of people make him out to be. They're paid 6 digits, should be able to play 3 games, no problem. Our medical departments. Well, I like you to play 3 games a week, Shamu, for 2 months. Week in, week out. There may be paid 6 digits, but I'd like you to see to play 3. Could you play 3 games a week in, week out for 2 months? I don't think anyone could. They're all human beings at the end of the day. Hard pass for me, Bournemouth. Not going 3M. Okay, big up. Kulu has only 1 good season. This is the first season. Last season, he had no show. This season, he's been shocking with long periods of games. Yeah, I suppose so. That person on TalkSport, wherever it is, on the serious asset. Yeah, fair enough, Shimmy. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I think Kulu's tired is BS. When players like Sanlo's 32-year-old is virtually every minute only comes on the last 10 minutes, he grabs back. I get it. I do get it. No, I get it, David. I do get it. Big up, poor bang. Good evening, Dermot and guests. Hopefully everyone is well, like, share, and sub. Thank you so much. Big bad run. Dermot Madison's working with Son. That's finished. Only 2 19-year-old wingers who can't be. Yeah, I'm just looking at the game when he's been captain, and Thursday when he is the main man to create these chances for us. What's he created? And it's hard to believe it's a stat that he's having his best Premier League season. And that is a correct stat. I think it's 20 now. I think I looked at it. Someone told me it was 20 goals contributions in all competitions, I think. So technically, he's having his best season. But what got me at Thursday, we should not be losing to AZ Alkmaar. And when you're captain, you have to lead by example. He goes hiding. And then what really pissed me off is when he gets subs, he starts bitching and moaning about it. Well, you should have done something about it while you're on the pitch. Then you wouldn't have got substitute. And did say he could have taken a number of 1 players off. So it's not just him. No, I get it. It's been a bad season. I think we're all frustrated. I think every one of us just want the season to end one way or the other and start again. I get it. I get it. We're all frustrated. We're all just fed up. I do get it. I do understand it. I try and turn Kulu into a win back because he works rate become 1. Do you know it's not a bad shout, actually? That's a very good idea, actually. It's not a bad shout. That's a very good point, actually. Yeah, he might be good as a ring back. He does work hard. I think you and me do agree his work rate is very high. But no, I get it. Yeah, that's not a bad shout, actually, Big Bond Run. Well done. And Chad Manson out on the right wing instead of putting him in his natural number 10. Square, but well, he did play in the wing a lot this season for Leicester, actually. I think he played on the left wing. Maybe Dave could let me know. I think I got that right. He did play in the wing for Leicester, so he is a wing. He has played on the wing as well. But I think when he has played at number 10, like Man City, he was unplayable. But there's other games when he has started and he's been given the captain's armband, like Man City, he just goes hiding. That's the bit I don't like. I think he could. I think he can do a lot more. He's got the talent. He's got the ability. Then constantly show it to us. Then you might get back. I think a player that loses his place in the England squad, has a new manager come in, you've been chomping at the bit to prove to whoever that manager is that I'm good enough to play for my country. And James Manson has the talent. He has it. We all know he's got the talent. It's just him constantly using it all the time. Dermot Manson needs the players for a run. And this is another point. I think he bring up a very good point here. And I think it was Jamie O'Hara said it the other day on TalkSport that on Thursday, there's no runners. No players will make it any runs off the ball. And if you like a Burford's got the ball and there's nobody running for him, or Madison's on the ball and there's nobody running off the ball, you're going to completely get turned out. I agree with you that players need to start making run off the ball, making space for themselves. There was one game I watched with Brendan Johnson, and I think Kula had the ball, and he was hiding. The players don't want the ball. The players don't want the responsibility of having the ball, and I think that's been our biggest failure as well this season. Players just don't want to be responsible to have the ball and do something with it. So I do agree with you on that, actually, to be fair. He's good at darts, Thermo. He's very good at darts. He is the dart man. Tell me the games where Kulusevski has played well in games, because he hasn't a few months. The guy's been shit, but Spurs fans happy claps this guy. He loses the ball more than other. Look, David, I think he played well against Man City. I think he played well early in the season. I think you disagree with me all you like. Disagree with me all you want. I just think Kulu's better than what you're making him out to be. I also feel that in the green light of day, do you know, I think if you're playing, if you've only got 13 fit players because the rest of them are injured for whatever reason, and you're playing two games a week, and you're constantly playing 2 games a week, you're going to suffer for that. And I think Kulu has suffered from that, but he's not a crap player. I think he's very talented player, and he's having these. I think he's having these one best. I'm not the only one saying that. A lot of other people are saying that. And happy clap or not, I will stick to my opinion, and you'll stick to yours, and I respect your opinion as much as hopefully you respect mine. And as for happy clap, I'm the biggest happy clapper around. So there you go. Big up, David. Shamu, ha ha ha, Legend Dermo. That's fair. That's fair enough a bit. Ha, yeah, big up Shamu, Vandy. That's okay, Dermot. We'll disagree about Johnson and Kula by respect. No, see, that's what it's all about, Big Bro. It's all about respect. And see, that's what it's about. But I do like the idea of Kula at win back, though. You make a good point there. LOL, I'm not a professional athlete, neither am I. I couldn't play games since I couldn't play a game since Snakes and Ladders weekend. Never mind 3 games of fruity away. Exactly. Shamu certainly wouldn't complain about it, considering, yeah, that's true. Right, let's see. God, I'm sort of behind. Where were the Spurs happy clappers when Kulu gave the ball away 200 times against Leicester City? No, because his followers turned a blind eye. He does one good thing and they say he's a genius. Look, I'm not saying he hasn't been great all season, David, but I'm just telling you how I see it. You know, if he's done bad, I complain. If he's done well, I think I praise him. So, you know, you know, it is. Look, you've been in the game. I haven't. So what do I know? What do I know? You've been in the game. You played it. I've just played it at probably amateur level. I did have trials for my county, and I did have trials for St. Norman City. But what do I know? I know nothing really. I'm just a short, fat Irish fella talking Spurs and giving my opinion and giving how I see the game. But what do I know? Worst season ever, comic book. Yeah, it is the worst season ever. AZ were better than us. They were and deserved to win. And they're much better wingers than us. And what Manson has, I agree that AZ were better than us. For 5 years, I worked at big up Milton. 5 years, I worked full job, 7 days a week for 130 hours, not including travel time. And I never complained once about being tired. Look, I worked in the construction industry all my life. I was working 7 days a week, 12-hour shifts, Monday to Sunday. I did that all my life nearly without having a break. The only break I would get is probably a bank holiday or Christmas. That's the only holidays I got. So I worked on some big projects, and I've worked on the Olympics. I've worked down in Terminal 5, worked on the Dome. I worked at building the Arsenal Stadium. But I never complained once. And I agree with you. Look, these players have played too much. And I think that's another thing needs to be, like these players get far too much money. And they get far too much money. And I think that loses their sort of hunger of putting the work in. And I fair play to you, Milton. And I tip my hat off to you, and I have total admiration for you. I know Manson. I know. I'm the first today. He's not world class, but he's the right players around it. He would outshine the rest of the Spurs squad. But this coach got. Yeah, well, we agree on that. Kulu is like the T1000 Terminator without a brain. I wish he was smarter on the ball. Yeah, I get it. Big up to everyone. We're going to go through and just make sure everyone's comment has been read. Just big up everyone, because if I go through here, I'll be here all night. I read up this one from at Leicester City. Manson wasn't required to quit back in the reserve. He had players around him which allowed him. Well, that I agree with. Being creative. No, I agree with that, David. I do. That's a problem. Big Ron says the problem with our problem is Kulu is holds onto the ball too long. Yeah, it doesn't work. I don't think he's suited. I regret the system probably doesn't suit him either. Or is it? One of the commentators said a forward line, it was just a bunch of athletes with no. Yeah, I agree with that 100%. This club has sank so low with Spurs fans actually think Kulu's top player when he's so far away from that. And that's why our club is. You can't just blame it on one player. I think our club is failing because we haven't bought the right players in any transfer market. We haven't bucked any manager. And I think it's down to the owners. I think that's down to the recruitment office. And I think you just can't blame that on one player. I played the game at a high enough level at a young age. Kulu is an example of a winger who kills a lot of attacks through honourable. Look, I didn't, as I said, and maybe you and David have more insight into the game than I do. But yeah, look, what do I know? As I said, I'm a short, fat Irish fella just talking shite about Tottenham. But what do I know? But you guys know more than me, and that's what makes this channel work. This is what I love about this. You guys put something in here that I didn't think about. And do you know what? Do you know when I do think about it, maybe you're right. And maybe I need to look at Kulu in a different way. And maybe I will do. But I think you saying him playing as a win back, I think it's a very good shout, actually. Johnson wouldn't last 2 minutes with Roy Keane. Now, this is 100% true. If Roy Keane was car captain, he wouldn't get away with it. No, he wouldn't. And this is the problem. We haven't got that type of Roy Keane or Steve Perriman or Graham Roberts or Paul Miller type player. I think you're right in that 100%. 100% agree, Demo. Our players are too soft, and younger players are earning far too much money. Yeah, I think it's. I do believe that. I think players earn too much money to get it too young. Then where's their motivation gone? Where's their eye of the tiger gone? By the time they get to play for the first team, they're already set for life. Mikey Moore's already set for the rest of his life. So it is ridiculous. Thank you so much. Very kind of you. And thank you again. Thank you so much. Big up Tequila. You're not fat, Domo. If you are fat, then I'm the nutting professor. No, you're just a legend. You're just a legend, man. You're just a legend. I think our standards have fallen so low now that Kulu is seen as one of our best players. Darren Anton scored a lot of goals, creating a lot of assists. He was a proper winger. Yeah, also spent a lot of time in the treatment room. I think his ghost still goes around the Tottenham treatment room. The background looks stunning. So beautiful. How much it costs? Nothing. The key. It was actually Carl. Not Carl. It was actually Colin. Help me. Colin does all my. He gives me all the backgrounds, and I just add stuff on Canva onto it. Didn't cost me anything because I use OBS. Didn't cost me a cent. I make a lot of these myself. Me and Colin does a lot of the back work stuff for me, actually. He helps me a hell of a lot with all the background stuff. He's done this little, he designed this for me, what I've got on the screen that I'm sitting in. And then I use OBS and he gives me over bits and pieces, and then he puts them together for me. And then he gives me all the stuff and I just put it together, and sometimes he builds them for me. So yeah, it doesn't cost us anything. It doesn't cost us a damn. So sometimes I wish somebody would do the work for me and Colin. It's very time consuming. It is very time consuming. Let's put it this way. And he says, the channel looks really professional now. The scenery, the mic sound, the presenting this. Thank you so much, Big Brad. It really means a hell of a lot, man. Yeah, no, it really does. Thank you so much. I'm not used to compliments on them. It's not just me. It's Colin as well. It's Kevin who's joined the team. It's Tequila as well, and Carl and all the guys in the background. Tequila does all the work for us. All my checks, my spelling mistakes, because I'm dyslexic. Puts links in the channel, looks after the chat. Colin does a lot of the work background as well. Kevin does as well, and Tequila is right. Colin is a legend. They're all legends. Both of them are. Um, just had back. Yeah, well, bless him. We can't change that, can we, Tequila? We love him just the way he is. You know that. We love him just the way he is. And he says, "You have what's it say? You have a perfect commentator, radio pundit voice, mate." Oh, thank you very much. It's very kind of you. Uh, I do love to watch alongs. I do enjoy doing them. I love getting involved in it, and I think I take my inspiration from Jonathan Pierce back in the Capital Radio days, if people can remember him. And giving players nicknames and that. I do, and probably take a little bit from John Motson as well. Commentates from my childhood, and I sort of bring it into my own, and I try to make it fun for you guys, which I enjoy doing. I really do enjoy doing it. But yeah, do pick up your memberships. Do pick up your things. Pick up your memberships. Do send in the super chat, as it says in the bottom. To get first, you want to get a point, you want to get it to the top of the tree. Do that. Send your super stickers, and also pick up your memberships. It does help us grow. But also, guys, if you can, apart from hit the QR code above us to our new Big Up, another platform we're using. Please do that. Follow us on there. Also, hit the link for our channel sponsor, which is Private Internet Access. And here to show us all about it and tell us all about it is our resident Irish actor, the man that starred in many films the world over. He's won many Oscars. He's won many BAFTAs. He's won many, 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 many gongs in his long career. He starred in films such as Gone with United. He did star in a film recently. He did have to run in once for James Bond. He didn't get very far, but he was in the running for it. And he's also in the middle of making a film called Doncaster United: The Rebirth. So that's coming to your cinemas very soon. But here's Killian O'Connor. Why you should buy Private Internet Access.
Let me talk to you. A little reference there. But I'm going to stop messing about. I'm going to talk to you about Private Internet Access, the best VPN in the land. Now, when you're online, you may not realize, but all of your data is there for the taking by anybody. With a VPN such as Private Internet Access, your data is safe and secure, streamlined, and nobody else can get hold of it. That's why I use one anyway. VPN's very easy to use. Private Internet Access, all you got to do is log on your phone, select where you want to be. So I want to be in America, and I click go, and there we are. You can also link up your devices to it from your phone, if that is easier for you. It's available on a lot of platforms as well. As you can see, and you can use it for a very, very big range of things. So that's even better as well. You can use it, like I said, on all your devices, smartphone, tablets, gaming consoles, and stick it on your modem. And it's unlimited devices. One equals all. It's available all across the world, and it works perfectly. What they do is they mask your IP address, so pesky 3 o'clock kickoffs aren't an issue anymore, and they're independently audited, so there's no logs, 30 million customers, and 4.5-star Trustpilot rated excellent review. Private Internet Access. Get yours now.
Yeah, if you can, it'd be really great. It is 40. It is €45. I got it the other day. It was €51 in total, including VAT. So €47 plus VAT, but you get 2 years plus 4 months free. It helps them, and then it helps us because we get something out of it as well. But you get it as well. It's €45 if you use the link provided in the chat. Thank you, Tequila. And then it's 45. I paid €51. That's including VAT, but I get 2 years free plus 4 months free. And also no worry about blackout, 3 p.m. blackouts anymore. You can watch Tottenham to your heart's content. You can watch it for other things as well explained. But do that. It does help us. It helps them, but it also helps us. They're a great channel sponsor to have, and we're absolutely delighted to have them as our channel sponsor. Brendan Grace. Oh, he was funny. I love Brendan Grace. He really was funny. Big up. There's Tequila. Big up Tequila. Put the link in as well. Do Tequila, put the link in for your channel as well, man, for the play pouch and that if you want as well, man. He's also known as LA Knight. Yes, he is. How much is €45 for 2 years? I paid €51. That's including the VAT, but it was random. Yeah, it was very cheap compared to other VPNs. It's the best around. And it says 2 years and 4 months free. That's 28. That's 20. Yeah, it is. That's why it's such a great deal. Dermot Maha. Thank you. Yeah, big up there. Big up. Big up Tequila. Put the link in. Right. This is all you need to know about the game on Sunday. Just let me change the background a little bit. I just want to make it a bit more. Is this the one? There we go. Right. We are playing for Bournemouth at home. Our record in them has played 15 times, drawn 2. We've won 10 at home. Total wins. Bournemouth have 3 total wins, 6 at home, 4 away, 2 at home, 1 away. So we've got a really good record against Bournemouth in the Premier League. Our last 5 games of them, bit checkered, really. Bournemouth beat us last in December 1-0 during before Christmas. We did beat them in New Year's Eve 3-1 back at the end of okay, I've got that wrong. Don't worry about it. It's okay. That meant to be 23, so don't worry about it. It's me that got it wrong. Don't worry about it. We did beat them 3-1. Then we beat them early in that season 2-0. Then we lost 3-2 at home to them in 2023, and then we beat them 3-2 away in the 29th of August 2023. Don't worry, I got them all mixed up, the dates, but you know what I get. And we've got a good record against them. Our form guide, 3 wins and 2 defeats in the last 5. Of course, they were against Leicester and Man City, respectively. But we did beat Brentford, Man United, and Ipswich in a 3-game winning run. So, we get back tomorrow. That wouldn't be so bad. That would be 4 wins in our last 5. Bournemouth, not great. Only 2 wins out of their last 5 as well. They've had 2 defeats in that. They're on a run of 2 defeats, 1-0 against Wolves and 2-1 against Brighton. Positions, we're 13th or 7th. We've had 10 wins this season, 12 for Bournemouth, 3 draws for us, 7 for Bournemouth, 8 defeats for us, and we got 14 all season. And that's it is on. I thought I did more than that, did I? No, obviously I didn't. Obviously I picked the wrong PDF, but never mind. But you get the gist of it anyway, guys. It is on tomorrow on Sky as well, guys. So it is on there. And that's about it. Thank you all for joining me. There will be a video out 11 o'clock tonight. 10 o'clock, my predicted lineup. We'll just go through here. Big up to there's just a few links, guys. Do hit the Full-Time Sports Network as well. Do hit the Play Pouch. Well, not including me, but it's including Column anyway. And the guys over there do some good stuff over there. What can I do with it, Dermot? Can I watch Tottenham another? Yep, you can. Yeah, no problem. You can. You can do whatever you like. You can watch whatever you like. It is well worth doing it. We've got Wolves 1-1, 47th minute. Big up Milton as well. LOL. 14 losses. Damn, dude. I know it's bad, isn't it, Keelan, when you think like that? No problem, man. You keep me going. You do keep me going. So you give me the inspiration to keep on trucking. And cheers. Thanks, Big Bad Ron. Listen, guys, that predicted lineup show will drop tonight about, I think, 11:30, something like that. But I'm just going to pre-record it now. And then we are back tomorrow at 1:15 for the build-up for the watch-along. And then we're on tomorrow for Final Score as well. And then we might do something over on Big Up tomorrow night. I'm not sure yet. But whatever you do, enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening. And let's go. Let's hope for a big win tomorrow. Please like, subscribe, follow. Come on, you Spurs. We can do it. We can win.